Hi, my name's Steve Anders, and I'm with Rosina Campbell and Aneshia Scott. And today we're going to be talking about the summary and appraisal of the MMPI 2. History. The Minnesota Multifaceted Personality Inventory, MMPI, is one of the most commonly used psychological tests in the world. It was developed by clinical psychologist Stark Hathaway and neuropsychiatrist J.C. McKinley, two faculty members of the University of Minnesota. It was created to be a tool for mental health professionals to help diagnose mental health disorders. MMPI 2 is the most frequently used clinical testing instrument and is one of the most researched psychological tests in existence. It remains a valuable tool in the diagnosis and treatment of mental illness.
Purpose. The MMPI is used to screen for personality and psychosocial disorders in adults and adolescents. It is also frequently administered as part of a neuropsychological test battery to evaluate cognitive functioning. The MMPI is used by mental health professionals to assess and diagnose mental illness. It is also often used in legal cases, including criminal defense and custody disputes.
Administration. The MMPI-2 contains 567 test items and takes approximately 60 to 90 minutes to complete. The MMPI-2 RF contains 338 questions and takes around 35 to 50 minutes to finish. All questions are true and false. The MMPI is copyrighted by the University of Minnesota, which means clinicians pay to administer and utilize the test. The MMPI-2 is carefully conducted and detected when the truth isn't being told. Administration. The MMPI should be administered, scored, and interpreted by a professional who has received special training in MMPI use. The MMPI test should be used for other assessment tools. Diagnostics should not be made solely on the results of the MMPI. The MMPI can be administered individually or in groups, and computerized versions are available as well. Both the MMPI-2 and the MMPI-2 RF are designed for individual ages 18 years and older.
The 10 clinical scales. The MMPI-2 and MMPI-A have 10 clinical scales that are used to indicate different psychological conditions. Scale 1 is the hypochondriasis, or undiagnosed medical conditions. Scale 2, depression. Depression is the lack of hope in the future, for example. Scale 3, hysteria. For example, is exaggerated and uncontrollable emotion. Scale 4, psychopathic deviant, is a total disregard for mortality. Scale 5, masculinity, femininity, when the individual displays homosexual tendencies. Scale 6, paranoia, when the individual displays suspicion. Scale 7, psychasthenia, for example, no longer used today, but it also is used to measure anxiety and depression. Scale number 8, schizophrenia, for example, is bizarre thoughts and tendency to have manic episodes. Scale number 9, hypomania, which is an elevated mood, hallucinations, and delusions. And scale 0, which is social introversion, when one withdraws from social contact.
Validity scales. Validity scales can show how accurate the test is, as well to what degree answers may be distorted. The MMPI uses the following scales. The L scale. This is the light scale. This detects favorable light and positive. This scale can see if someone is over exaggerating or making themselves more favorable. The F scale is over reporting. This test taker will try to seem worse than what they actually are and might contradict themselves. The K scale, the defensive scale. This person might be underreporting for fear of judgment. The question mark scale is the cannot scale. This means that 30 questions typically go unanswered. The trend scale is the true responsive inconsistency. This scale tends to have fixed responses. The trend scale is a variable, responsive, random responses. The FB scale. This scale detects the differences between the beginning of the test and the end of the test. This scale can also detect exhaustion and stress within the test taker. The FP scale. Intentionally over-reporting. The FBS scale. This is when the test taker has symptoms or claims to have disabilities. And finally, the S scale, which is self-presentation. It assesses the test taker's belief in life. Example of questions on the MMPI-2. Again, these are not exact questions, but these will be examples of something that could possibly be on the test. You will see in this slide that it displays true and false answers. Typically, the test taker will read and decide if the answer will be true or false. For example, I like gardening magazines. Is that true or is it false? I am unhappy with my sex life. The test taker will answer true or false. I feel like no one understands me. The test taker will then answer true or false. I think I would enjoy to work of a teacher. I think I would enjoy the work of a teacher. The test taker will then answer true or false. And I am easily awakened by noise. The test taker will then answer true or false. With this being said, they will also be analyzed as a result of their answers.
The MMPI-2 provides a safe measurement tool for clinical professionals and employers to determine the attitude, personality, and character of individuals. It can accurately be considered one of the most reliable and valid personality tests developed that can be used collectively and with other measurement tools. Final thoughts. The MMPI is designed to evaluate the thoughts, emotions, attitudes, and behavioral traits that comprise personality. The results of the test reflect an individual's personality strengths and weaknesses and may identify certain disturbances of personality, psychopathologies, or mental deficits caused by neurological problems. The next slide will show a sample question that might be asked of the MMPI-2.
We have already showed you an example of questions that will be answered on the MMPI-2. Here are some of our resources. Below, we have used these resources in our paper and also on our presentation.
The following references are also a part of the many resources that were used in order to develop our presentation.
And lastly, we would like to present our handouts. In PrideNet, we have attached our handouts under our presentation. We understand that MMPI is complex, but after watching our PowerPoint presentation, we do hope that you guys have more clarity. Thank you for watching.
And stay safe. God bless.